Because no matter what, how many times you post about how all these vaccines have all these adjuvants, that activism is destroying your mineral reserves. It has all the hormones attached to, because let me tell you, really, all of the stuff that we post on Facebook, you're preaching to the choir type of thing. People have seen the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like nothing is that different. So if you truly want to change the programming in your body, chill out on the activism. Try to lower your responsibilities so that way you can give yourself time to heal. And just, and don't worry about what other people choose to do for themselves, because it really is, it's not really your business if someone wants to get a vaccine. It's really not your business. Somebody wants to go get prescription medication. It's none of my business. Somebody wants to use pills, powders, and supplements. But at least I have something that is going to then really balance somebody out and then they understand the healing part of it. Just simply saying don't get a vaccine or don't do this doesn't really give anybody a solution to the said problem that you're highlighting. Because what's your solution for somebody not getting vaccines? Oh, eat a vegan diet. Oh, eat organic. Well, we all know that ain't really a solution, because people who eat vegan diets and eat organic are still dropping like flies. So what else do you got? Okay. So anyways, yeah, it's too bad that it cut off. But yeah, so you guys just give yourself a chance to heal. Okay, give yourself a chance to heal. And since the other video was cut off, I'm going to still put this on my YouTube. But what this video was about initially was the fact that a lady who went through chemotherapy and had cancer, went through the chemotherapy and survived it because she had enough mineral reserves to survive it. She is doing the protocol, and she had an experience of a healing symptom that concerned her, and then she was instructed that anything that concerned her, she should go to the ER. So she went to the ER, got all the blood tests, got an EKG, everything came out normal, and then she went back to her memories to see, what she experienced as far as the healing symptom today. And yeah, it was the same thing she experienced back when she was going through the chemotherapy and cancer, and she went through a healing symptom today that she went to the ER and all of her tests came out normal, which means that, yeah, everything that I've been saying is true. You will be dealing with past issues, present issues, and future triggers. And so how are you going to heal if you guys are really like focusing on the negative and trying to be an activist and legislate your morals on somebody else and utilize your hormones and deplete your minerals on drama that really has no concern for you? I mean, when you think about it, anything that you guys read on the internet and what Trump is doing really isn't going to affect you really. Okay, a few dollars come out of your paychecks. Maybe you pay a bit more in your income tax. That's hardly anything compared to what other countries deal with when they have people go and get genocided and terrorized. And they're coming to people's houses and disappearing people. Okay, that's not happening here. And you figure, oh yeah, it's happening. It hasn't happened to me. And guess what? I'm doing some kind of protocol that's basically challenging the allopathic holistic model. You think I'd disappear? Because everything that I'm doing, I'm not only challenging the allopathic, but also the holistic model. You think the holistic doctors want to go and kill me too? And disappear me because I'm actually challenging their turmeric and their apple cider vinegar and their kombuchas and all of their pills, powders, and supplements and detoxes? No. We in America are so lucky. So count your blessings that you live in America, or in the West. Stop fearing everything on the internet. Stop trying to legislate morals, though I know I'm trying to legislate morals and trying to tell you guys what to do, but I'm telling you, it's going to work against you when it comes to the healing process. When you guys are trying to heal and then you're depleting your minerals by stressing out over what somebody else's choices regarding their children or their medicinal choices, I mean, you're spinning your wheels. It's really about you. What are you doing with your life? Try to stay on the protocol. If you're doing the J juice, the fact that, you know, Anne is on the J juice, drinking a lot of the J juice and maybe eating off the protocol, but she's still getting healing symptoms or biochemical triage, that's a testament that yes, you can eat a little bit off the protocol, but if you're trying to get maximum results, try to stick to the blueprint. Okay? Really try to stick to the blueprint, because that blueprint is going to give you a good return on your investment. And so when you get to the point of where I'm at, okay, and you are now kicking ass at your job, because now I'm kicking ass with this information. We have totally like covered, I think, everything that there is to cover in this world. And I'm sure there's probably more that I don't even know, but everything that I know, and I know that I don't know, I've covered in some way, shape, or form. Okay? So it's like you're going to get to that point where you're going to then evolve even faster, become even more effective at your job or at your life or at your relationships, that then you're going to want to keep progressing and go to the next thing, because you just conquered this little area. Well, what's next? What's next? Okay? Because remember, if you're doing the J juice, you're going to be around for a while. You might as well perfect and master your current life right now, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're going to school, if you're in a specific job, master your job. Get the protocol, do the protocol, change your biochemistry. It'll change your outlook. It'll change your perception. It'll make the learning curve be that much quicker. And then you will then exemplify a really good employee or a good student. And now you can be writing the best papers, the best articles, the best, you know, you'll have a best strategy if you're doing some kind of sales stuff. And you will be heads and shoulders above your counterparts. You know why? Because you actually changed your biochemistry. You got rid of the excess stuff that caused you to be somewhat average in your job or completely emotional, full of your issues. Because some of you are still so emotional. Some of you are still so sick in your body, mind, and spirit, and you can't help but throw up on my page some of your issues, which I understand, or all over your page. And so that's probably where you need to address your issues first, is your own current emotional, I don't know, outlook. Because once you get a hold of your emotions and your biochemistry and get everything well balanced, reverse your issues, then all of a sudden the world opens up to you. All of a sudden there's nothing that you can't do in this world. And all you got to do is compete for it. But then you'll have the resources to compete with everybody. That's what's available to all of you that right now are so limited because of your cancer, disease, and chronic illness and all of your issues. You're so limited in the ways to compete in this world that you've given up. And then you've bought your issues as something as who you are, and then that's how you then find your kindred spirits to then reinforce all of your issues. And then this is where the activism and the looping, where people cannot get out of their looping. And then that is your badge. That is your claim to fame. That is who you are. And then you find like-minded people who then reinforce your handicaps. It's a trip. And then you have little ponds all over the US and all over the world where everybody sits in a little pond, nobody gets out of it, and then it becomes a reinforcing cesspool of crap, and then people die. Okay? And then people die. So do you really want to be part of that and stay in your little circle of cesspool of crap where you have people reinforcing your handicaps? Or do you want to expand your potential? Okay? And that means you got to change your biochemistry, your body, mind, and spirit. You have to change it. But that has to do with the chemistry. Okay? There's a specific recipe that is aligned with the elemental composition of the human body. Okay? And that is the sodium chloride dissolved in water plus then the lactic acid paired with the cabbage and kale micro and macro nutrition. And then it is aligned with the elemental composition of the human body that also is about 85%, give or take, of bacteria and viruses. And you'll never get away from viruses ever. So you always have to factor this in all the time. And then you know that everything in this world is made up of elements. Okay, garlic, which is basically trace minerals, is no different than a metal beam that keeps your house, that holds up your house, but it's it's constructed in a different way, but it's still made up of heavy metals, trace minerals. But garlic and this are no different except for the composition. Okay, so you have to understand that everything's made up of minerals. Your body has minerals. It has bacteria, it has viruses, it has parasites, it has cells, it has hormones, it has elements, it has everything that's no different than your universe, but there's specific formulas that make it up, and that there's specific chemical processes that are aligned, working symbiotically. And then what happens is it changes your outlook, and then it allows you to then process information faster. Then all of a sudden you're unrecognizable to your friends and family and coworkers. All of a sudden the world just opens up to you. All of a sudden there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you fear, nothing you can't do, and nothing that is going to stop you. It's like being limitless. It really is. But for you to even get to that point, to even consider that as an opportunity, you got to stay on the J juice. You got to drink it. You got to deal with the healing. And Anne is in the process. I'm watching her starting out this process. She went through chemotherapy, had cancer. She had a healing symptom or a biochemical triage that was a reminder of something that she went through during that chemotherapy process. She was kind of scared, went to go get tests. All tests were normal. Now she needs to go and rest because she got confirmation that her body's okay. She's not out. She's not cattywampus. She's just going through a healing process. So those of you that are trying the J juice and you just can't handle the healing process, well, if that healing, that layer of healing stops you, that's what's going to stop you from getting to wherever you want to go. And then you'll forever be stuck in this specific homeostasis until you pass away. And that's a scary thought for some of you, for a lot of you, is that you're going to get stuck in one of your healing symptoms and you won't get past it. And I was hoping that Anne would not get stuck, and she didn't. She understood it, and she just needed confirmation from the test from the doctor. And the way I responded was definitely different than how I responded before. Because before, back when I was in the 60,000 person group, I was deleting all of that feedback because I don't want people to scare people, because I didn't have, see, here's the thing, the reason why I kept this comment is because I wanted to work it through with her, because she invested in me, I'm going to invest in her. Okay, she's very vocal, very verbose, which is good. She's very highly she likes to communicate. Okay, and so I was willing to take it to the next level with her. There are people that will just throw out stuff, totally not exemplify understanding of J juice. And she did say she's doing severe healing, but then when she said she's going to the ER, I was like, oh my God. But back then I would have been like, holy crap, you know. I don't want people to scare people, but now, you know, I am so much better at addressing how in which people communicate their feedback on the protocol. And then she worked with me, and then she started posting then the results of the test, and then the old post of what she felt that was the same thing that she's feeling today. And then now people can see this is the process of J juice. So what you dealt with 2, 3, 5 years ago when you had some kind of trauma from some kind of remedy or protocol because you had a sickness, you're going to see it again. If you are a little person, let's say you're super, super short, and maybe you're supposed to be a bit taller. Maybe there's a specific average height for a male. You might have pain in your bones because your bones are growing. The human growth hormone is now finally able to then work the way it needs to, and then you're going to start feeling your bone. You're going to have aches in your bones. Because when I had growing pains when I was a kid, I had aches in my bones. Okay? So you guys cannot be afraid of the healing part. It's biochemical triage. You're finally getting the minerals and the nutrition and the lactic acid that you need, and you just got to deal with it. And you just got to carve out time in your life. Even if you did it once a week as far as the waterfalls. Keep a clean diet in between. Try not to party too much and have a high octane. Just do your job. Don't get emotional. Get off the activism, because you're going to need those minerals and those hormones to deal with the healing process. You think you can afford to be worrying about Bitcoin and worrying about anarchy and worrying about how the government you think is going to go and take over and control your household and walk in? No. If that was actually going to happen, it would have already happened. All of your fears of everything that's out there is all in your freaking head. So it's time that we now finally focus on our own healing process and stop trying to legislate morals onto other people and deal with yourself. Okay? Because you can't afford to deplete your minerals over things you cannot control. The drama over all of the anarchy stuff, the drama over the politics, the drama over the vaccines and what other people do with their bodies really is wasted energy on somebody else. You're giving something that gives you no freaking return on your investment. I could see it if you're investing in Bitcoin and you're making money hand over fist. But if you're not making money hand over fist and you're investing in Bitcoin and trying to get away from the US dollar and oh my God, this and that, don't you think you're depleting your reserves, not leaving anything really for yourself? Why don't you get your body well balanced 100% and then go and try to manage the Bitcoin, the currency market? And then you might be a bit more strategic in your approach. But right now with you guys being so imbalanced, some people got lucky with the Bitcoin out there and they're making money because they started early. And then they're trying to get all of you guys involved, and you guys are trying to start out with it, and you're not making much money. You're hoping. But in the meantime, you're depleting your own reserves because you haven't built up your own currency. Once you build up your own currency, guess what? You might be a bit more strategic with the US dollar or the euro or whatever currency you're dealing with, and you may not even want to do Bitcoin because you now finally figured out how to deal with your own currency. Okay? Get your currency well balanced first before you try to go and negotiate currencies that are outside of your purview, outside of your what you think you know. Deal with your own currency. Your hormones are your currency. That's what really needs to be priority, is your own currency. Your ability to make money. Your ability to give people an energy that they are willing to give you money for. And if you don't do that, then it's going to waste all of your resources for nothing. Take care of your body first and then try to negotiate the world's resources. If you don't, then you're doing it backwards. You're putting the cart before the horse. Some of you might get lucky because you came in at the right time or you have the right connections, but I'm telling you, not all those situations are easily accessible to the general population. There's a few people out there that got in early with some of these things, and yeah, they're making good money. It doesn't mean that you're going to make good money at this juncture unless you find a different way to do something to where it's different than what they did, to where you can get the return, the fast and copious return on your investment. Okay? It's time to enjoy your life where you're not struggling, but you got to get your body well balanced first. And that comes with doing the J juice. It really does, because it works on your currency. Your cells, your health is your currency. You don't realize this. It's not out there. It's not out there. Because I'll tell you what, a couple of years ago, I had a lot of issues trying to maintain a currency because my health issues were not giving me the sustainability. And now, I'm actually seeing a change in myself. And you know, this is a sign of the times for me. And you guys have got to just understand that you got to take it a little bit slower, but still do what you got to do. I mean, if you have a job that is paying your bills, do that job and do your job on you and be the best you can be, and just go through the healing process. And yeah, if you can move up and be better at your job while you're healing, that's even better. It means that you have even more potential when you're really well. So imagine if you're doing great now, they'll be doing even better later when you're healthy. But if you guys are struggling, trying to carve out something because you're watching somebody else who's so successful and you're trying to emulate them, but you haven't negotiated your own resources, it's going to be very difficult because you haven't dealt with your own stuff. Okay? When you get on J-Juice, you'll start creating the life and the world and the currency that you want. But you have to get your body, mind, and spirit balanced so you can have that currency available to you. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. Some of you are not. Some of you are already making great money. Good for you. Now, can you maintain it? Or are you really trying now to find different ways to keep everybody's attention? And you're willing to sell your soul for doing that. And some people are willing to sell their soul and they can't afford to do the healing process with J-Juice because it'll take them out of the limelight. They may have things that might come to surface that they can't be putting on Facebook Live or on YouTube. So they rather just ride out what they have now, and then maybe they go away for a couple years and do J-Juice to get well balanced. And then they already have a nest egg that they can live on, and then they come back with a bang. Okay? If I was one of those influencers out there that already had a successful business and couldn't really afford to go down for the healing process with J-Juice, I would bank that money, bank it, and then heal on J-Juice and then come back with a bang. Okay? You guys, opportunities will always be there, but your health will not always be there if you don't take care of it first. And that's what I want you guys to get in such a great way. That's what I want you to get. You hear my dog in the background. She was trying to whine earlier. She hates when I go on Facebook Live. I swear it's becoming not a problem, but a pattern. She's spoiled. Sugar, come here. Sugar. Come here. Sugar. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Anyways, so there's my little feedback for you guys all, because I got cut off. I will post both these videos on YouTube, but it's just something that you guys just need to think about. Okay? Don't try to get rich quick, or don't try to pursue something that's really going to be very, very arduous and going to take a while to really be successful at if you already have issues. Just do what you know how to do now. Do the J-Juice, bide your time, and then heal. And then all of a sudden, maybe in a couple of years or in a year or even in 3 or 6 months, that idea of really how to strategize your future will come to surface. And then because you've opened up doors in your mind that you never saw, that because you've lived in a loop your whole life. Okay? So that's my advice to all of you that are trying to figure out your life, trying to make it, trying to hit it big. And maybe you're envious of those that are making a lot more money and a lot more influence than you are. So, you know, it will come for you, but you have to get your biochemistry well balanced. And if you can do that and simultaneously heal at the same time, great. But remember, you only have so much mineral reserves, and you have to take in minerals and go through the healing process. And it's going to be hard to juggle emoting, trying to compete with those that are much more seasoned in those specific positions, and you're just trying to get there. So just know where your limitations are and start building up your currency in your body. Don't try to build up currency out there if you haven't built up your currency in your body, especially if you haven't made it yet. whatever that make it is. So give your body a chance to heal, to build up currency, and then money will flow to you. But remember, we're trying not to be totally imbalanced. But it's just, you'll figure it out. But we're going to be on this earth for a while if you're doing J-Juice, so you might as well learn how to pace yourself. Don't be Ricochet Rabbit and think that you got to go and get all the carrots right now, because let me tell you, you'll burn out. So pace yourself. Do the J-Juice and pace yourself, and have the carrots just come in a nice, consistent form, not too much, not too little. You know your limitations, and then you start building up your cash in your mineral reserves. And then guess what? Those ideas that you were like wondering if they're ever going to come to you will eventually come to you, because your biochemistry is going to change. Okay? All right. I'm going to go because my dog is crazy. What are you doing, sugar? Come here. Come here. She just wants attention. Come here. See, there she is. Hello. All right, you guys, have a good day, okay? And just, take care of yourself. Build up your own currency before you try to procure currency out there that you're not familiar with. Okay? All right. Bye.